Somebody tell me something. Because I feel like when you go grocery shopping nowadays, you got about 2 days tops to eat that food.
Has anybody else noticed that the expiration dates on the food here in the U.S. is kind of getting out of control?
Y'all, what are they doing to our food? I got these strawberries like 3 days ago. Why are they all rotten and moldy already?
It seems to me that lately the fresh produce doesn't stay fresh very long.
I 1000% believe America is trying to poison us by the food we eat.
I'm a pretty health conscious person, but the fact that even eating berries, it's like, don't eat berries, they're sprayed with glyphosate. Make sure you don't drink milk. It's genetically modified now. We're gonna be generation cancer.
I literally cannot go grocery shopping and not spend like $300.
Has anybody else wondered why in the hell a bag of chips is so high?
I used to be able to say, even last year, that we would spend less than $150 a week on groceries. I can no longer say that. No matter how many coupons I clip, no matter how many sales I shop, still consistently over $150 a week. Probably even close to $200 a week at this point. We're feeling it.
Hey everyone, it's Bree. Welcome to my channel, and today I want to talk about what's been going on with like the food industry lately. Like, obviously people have been talking about how high groceries are, and we can talk about that. But I also want to talk about how awful the food quality has been as of lately, because to me it's just gotten insane, and I don't know if it's going to get any better. But before we get into today's topic, I actually wanted to introduce today's sponsor, FlexiSpot. FlexiSpot specializes in creating innovative and adjustable furniture for any part of your home. Whether you're looking for a sturdy bed for your room or an adjustable desk for your home office, you will find everything that you need at FlexiSpot. And they recently sent me their E7 desk, which is perfect for my content creation space. With me filming and editing content all the time, I'm always on my laptop working, but with this desk, I'm able to adjust it and stand while working, which is super helpful and prevents me from being stationary all day. I also love how sturdy it is as well. It can hold up to 355 pounds, so it's able to handle anything you need for your perfect desk setup. Whether it's multiple monitors, a printer, or even your CPU, this desk can handle it all. It's also extremely stable. I'm able to move it up and down without having to remove anything. And luckily for y'all, their Black Friday sale is coming. Don't miss out on FlexiSpot's Black Friday sale, where you can get up to 80% off their products. These would be the best prices you can get all year. And there's also a chance to get 100% free orders. Check out the link in my description and my pinned comment to check out FlexiSpot and shop their Black Friday sale on November 28th. And while you shop, make sure to use my code YTE730 when you make your purchase to save an extra $30 off and to also help support this channel. Now, let's hop back into the video. Yeah, this is a topic that I wanted to talk about for a really long time, and it's one of those topics where, you know, I didn't know if a ton of people were even like interested in it or were having conversations about this, but I wanted to talk about it because I feel like I've been going crazy lately with just the food. Now, I'm not even just talking about the food in grocery stores, like even food that you like get from like restaurants, and like, you know, obviously fast food has never been of like super high quality, that's why it's fast food, but I feel like even like fast food has gotten significantly worse. It's gotten to a point where it's making it hard to eat. And as someone that like loves to eat food, even as a picky eater, I've found that it's getting even more difficult for me to even like find food that like I want to eat. I'm having a hard time even enjoying the food that I'm eating because I feel like the overall quality of food is down. Now, I have never been one that has experienced a lot of food poisoning in the past. Like, I avoided a lot of that like growing up and even like in my early adulthood, but I feel like lately I have been getting food poisoning way more often than I normally do. And it, again, is both from restaurants and from grocery stores, because at some point, right, like, you know, when you start ordering a bunch of food out and you consistently get sick, you immediately think, okay, maybe I just need to take a break from ordering out and just make food at home. So that's what I started doing. But then I come to find out that a lot of the food in the grocery store just isn't really good anymore. Like, I'm even seeing grocery stores selling food that's either about to expire or it's already expired. And I found that a lot of the like produce and meats and things like that have been going bad very quickly, sometimes going bad in the store. And the thing that sucks with me being without a car is that, you know, I've had to Instacart a lot of my groceries, so I don't really get to see it, you know, for myself. I have to rely on the Instacart driver. And a lot of the times, like when I get food from the store delivered, you know, I'm being given food that again is already going bad, or like it just doesn't look right, or it doesn't smell right. And then I often end up wasting a lot of money because now I've spent all this money on groceries that I can't even consume, or is getting me sick, and now I have to throw it out and start all over. And so it's getting really costly even trying to find good fresh food, right? Because it's like, okay, if you can't trust the grocery store to provide the high quality food that you need, then you have to rely on like farmers markets, right? Or grocery stores that kind of specialize in healthy food, to like your Whole Foods and maybe Wegmans and things like that. But you also have the other factor of like, you know, depending on where you're located, you may not have easy access to those stores. I know back at home before I moved here to Raleigh, I didn't have a ton of access to different grocery stores. Like we didn't have a Trader Joe's, we didn't have a Wegmans, we had just gotten to Publix a few years ago. We definitely don't have any farmers markets near me. Like there wasn't like super direct access to those places, and a lot of the times it would require like a lot of travel. And at that point, if you're traveling that far out to even get fresh food, by the time you get home, that food might not even be that fresh anymore. And so, you know, it's just something that I have noticed a lot this year in particular, that a lot of the food that I've been buying from the grocery store just has not been of high quality. And I especially noticed this with the fish. And I haven't seen many people talk about this. And, you know, I literally was like going online, searching Reddit threads, because I thought I was going crazy. But like me and my best friend, we were talking about how like the salmon from the store has just been of like horrible quality, and it literally kept making us sick. And I'm like, is anybody else experiencing this? Because also at that time, like we were in two completely different locations, and we were trying multiple different stores, and we were having the same issues of like whenever we would get like Atlantic salmon from the store and cook it, either the fish would already come like almost decomposed at that point, or it just was constantly making us sick. And so let me know in the comments if that's something that you've experienced with getting fish from the grocery store and cooking it. Like, is that also something that you've experienced in terms of like getting sick or noticing if the fish is like gone bad? Like, let me know. But yeah, like even just like when I'm getting other types of produce as well, like a lot of the fruits and vegetables like is either already going bad, or you know, it'll last me like a day and then I have to throw it out. And I expect that from like, again, something that's like super organic, or if I'm getting it straight from a farmer's market, I know anything that's organic is gonna go bad quicker, right? So I'm not even talking about that. Like there were even times where I would get non-organic stuff, more so from a budget standpoint, but also, you know, just wanting to get food that, you know, lasts a little bit longer. And I noticed that food isn't lasting either. So I'm like, okay, I don't really know what to do or where to shop to get my groceries, because it just seems like everything is going bad. Even from some of these high tier grocery stores that are supposed to have all the best and freshest food, it just hasn't been like that. And I also feel like with groceries being as high and as expensive as it's been, the food quality should match the price of how much the food is, and it just hasn't. And I think people are just having a really hard time right now when it comes to not only getting fresh groceries, but just getting groceries in general. We've been talking for the past like 2 to 3 years about how expensive groceries have been. Literally, like a bag of chips that was once $3 is now $6 on sale. Like a pack of sodas that used to be $5-6 are now $10 to $12 a pack.
Not gonna lie, if you still eating snacks and shit, like buying snacks actively, like, you know what I'm saying, going to the store and buying like fucking chips, like, are you cool, fool? Like, are you seeing the prices of this shit? You know what I'm saying? I went to fucking Walmart, bro, fucking candy bars are fucking $2 and fucking 69 cents. Are you serious?
Can I just say that chips are actually a scam? Like, the cost of chips is astounding. I swear I got a bag of chips the other day and they were $4. Like, are you kidding me? And then it's the fact that the price of chips are going up and the amount of chips in the bag are going down.
Okay, I have officially switched from name brand chips that are $4 to $5 a bag to great value chips that are $1.
Like, it's just gotten insane. And we're not even gonna get into the whole thing that happened recently, like with SNAP benefits being on pause and people not getting what they need right before the holidays. I believe that has now since been resolved, and I believe the government is back open. But that was a really scary time for people because folks weren't getting their benefits, folks weren't getting paid, and it's just a really hard time. And so you're seeing that a lot of people right now are struggling for food. And I am by no means like struggling in the way that some other people are, but it is to say that like it's getting tough out here. And even just budgeting for groceries is hard because I know for a lot of us, like back in the day we used to go shopping with your parents, like you would be able to fill up an entire grocery basket for like $150 and it can last you a couple of weeks. But now when you go grocery shopping, you get maybe 10 items in your cart for like $70, like, and that's not even an exaggeration. Like there isn't a single grocery trip that I've had this year that was under $50. And sometimes I'm literally just getting a few items like maybe some lemonade and a couple frozen pizzas, like not even anything crazy, and I'm spending at least $50 minimum. And it's gotten really, really tough. I don't know if anybody else has like this weird thing about like keeping all of the plastic bags in your house from grocery shopping, because that's something that my mom used to do. Whenever we would get groceries, like she would always save the plastic bags to just reuse for other purposes. So I had a cabinet in my kitchen at my last apartment where I would keep all of my bags from when I got groceries. And I noticed that slowly but surely I was actually running out of plastic bags. And mind you, that used to never happen. I used to have plenty of plastic bags, especially again when I was living at home. But now it's like I'm literally running out. And I feel like that is a true recession indicator. And it's an indicator that, because I'm not able to get as many groceries as I once was able to, I'm now running out. That's just a little side thing. I don't know if anyone else does that with their plastic bags, but that was just something that like I noticed of like, oh, if I'm running out of plastic bags in the house, that is really a sign that like times are tough. And like, the way that groceries are being priced now is just completely different. And I have to be even more mindful of, meal planning and making sure that I have everything that I need within, my budget, because I can only spend but so much on groceries. And again, with not being able to really stock up on groceries much, and with food going, bad quicker, it's also making it hard to make groceries last past a week.
Somebody tell me something, because I feel like when you go grocery shopping nowadays, you got about 2 days tops to eat that food or it's gonna go bad. Like, I don't know what's going on, but I remember back in the day, we used to be able to like stock up for the week or stock up for the month. If you're not putting all your food in the freezer, baby, it's all gonna be dead. It's all gonna be old and dead in the next 2-3 days after shopping. Like, I went shopping last week, got some shrimp, put it in the refrigerator. It's already bad. I got some broccoli and a bunch of other little veggies. They all swiveling up. Like, it ain't even been 2-3 days. It ain't even been a full week.
Can someone please tell me if this is happening to them? Literally all of my food, most importantly, my produce, is going bad within like a day or two of buying it, guys. Like, I don't know what's safe or what's not safe. Can someone please tell me what to do?
The reason that our food is going bad so fast is the same reason why I can get a whole bag full of groceries off of the clearance section at the grocery store, because the food is sitting for longer, because we're buying less, because we can't afford as much, so we're not overbuying like we used to. So the whole concept of an overstocked grocery store is starting to become obsolete in front of our eyes, and so we have to buy food that's well into its schedule or window for spoilage.
Because typically when you go grocery shopping, like, you want those groceries to last you 2 weeks minimum. If you can last a whole month, great, fantastic, but it's getting really hard to do that now. And so when you are limited on the amount of groceries that you can get just from a cost perspective, you're not able to get that much. You're almost in a weird way having to spend even more money because you're getting so little for so much money. And it doesn't last you but a week if you're lucky, so you have to order more groceries or just find another alternative. Like, it's really, really tough out there right now. And you know, I hope that things get better soon, you know, again, from a cost perspective and just from a food quality perspective, because it's just getting really tough. Like, I feel like every single time I order food, it is a gamble on whether or not I'm gonna get sick. And again, I mentioned earlier that I am a picky eater, and so the things that I eat are very limited as is. And so if the few things that I'm able to get and that I'm able to eat are not of high quality and it's making me sick, that's gonna make it even harder to try to come up with meals that I need throughout the week. And so, you know, again, I wanted to talk about this because I didn't know if maybe anybody else was feeling the same way and feeling like, man, like it's just getting really tough to meal plan and to have, you know, all of the groceries that you need, again, amongst all of the other stuff that's been happening with just like the government and the economy and everything like that. But also, if anyone else out there has noticed a significant decrease in the food quality just among, again, just anywhere, right? Like obviously fast food, you can always kind of blame that on just, oh well, it's fast food, right? So you're always going to take a gamble with that. But even some of the restaurants that I've ordered from that, again, are supposed to be of higher quality and the food costs more, you know, you would assume that that's more of a safer option. But even those places I've been getting sick from, and I don't want to name any particular places in this video because I don't want anyone to get, you know, attacked or get, you know, any hate comments or anything like that. But there's been a couple of places where, you know, I've ordered food and I spent a pretty good amount of money on that food thinking like, okay, like I should be safe with getting food from this location, and then I end up getting sick. And also just being in a constant state of sickness from food is also just not great, right? And I know that in the few conversations that I've seen around this, people have been saying that maybe the move now is to just make everything ourselves, like grow our own food, grow our own, you know, fruits and vegetables, and make our own pasta and bread. Like people have been leaning more into just making everything from home because we just don't know what's being put in our food. And I know there's like a little bit of progress being made to improve on, you know, food quality. Like I just recently saw the news about, I think it was Cheetos, I believe, or Doritos, that they're now taking the dye out of their food. So it's going to be looking a little bit different now, but will hopefully have less preservatives. And, you know, so I've been seeing like little bits of progress here and there, but I think overall we still have a long way to go. And again, I don't fully know, you know, what's happening, but I've definitely noticed that the food just isn't the same. And I also think that as much as it would be great to just make everything from scratch and have everything homemade, there also is, you know, there's other factors that go into that. Like it can be costly to make everything yourself, and you also have to have the time and the energy to make all of that food, you know, from scratch. And a lot of people don't have that. You know, a lot of us are working a lot, we're always on the go, and so we don't always have time to make stuff from scratch, let alone even just making a home cooked meal in general, right? Like a lot of people are kind of reliant on pre-made food, whether again it's from the grocery store or from a restaurant, because people don't even have time to make food for themselves, right? And so, you know, people are in a really weird spot right now. And, you know, again, I hope that we can at some point get back to, you know, what the food quality used to be, as well as what grocery prices used to look like. I don't know, you know, all the answers. Like obviously there is elements of, you know, economical factors that go into it, and, you know, governmental factors that go into it as well. So, you know, we'll see what happens in the next year. I know a lot of people just have expressed feeling frustrated with what's been going on lately. And yeah, so I don't know. I hope it gets better, but right now I don't know what the solution is other than just to try to fit in farmers markets where I can to just get some of that fresher food. But yeah, I'll be really curious to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments down below if this is something that you've also experienced, and just, you know, taking the time to just kind of talk things through and vent, because that's basically what this video is. Like I've gotten really just like frustrated with this so much that I wanted to make a video on it, because I'm like, what is going on with the food lately? Like it's been atrocious, and I don't really know like how we even got here. But I want to be able to get food from the grocery store and restaurants and wherever else and not have to constantly worry about getting sick. Like I said, fast food is always a gamble, 100%, you know, understand that. But it gets to a point where, you know, if I'm constantly getting sick, if everybody around me is also constantly getting sick, there's something going on. And as someone that likes to eat, I would like for it to be resolved as quickly as possible. But yeah, that's all I have to say on this particular topic. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys go ahead, give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.